Third.
Third, fine. Let's start with an introduction. Okay. So you have to introduce yourself by telling your name, okay, class, hobbies, and about your family. All right. Now, if there's anything more that you want to share in your introduction, you surely can. Otherwise, these 4 things are specific. Okay, name, class, hobbies, and about family. Please start.
My name is Joshi. I'm 8 years old and in third class. My hobbies are to play football and different types of games.
Games, okay. Online games, offline games.
I love both games, outdoor and indoor both.
Great. Then
my father's name is Prem Joshi. My mother's name is Sarah Joshi. My brother's name is Arth Joshi.
great. That's it. You want to add more?
No, ma'am.
Sure. Then now I have shared my screen with you. Are you able to see it?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you read what is written for our today's topic?
Bloombrain.
Okay. Below that.
Voice modulation. Today's topic.
Yes, voice modulation. Now, have you heard of this topic before?
No.
Any idea what this can be about?
No, ma'am.
All right. See, it's a really easy topic. Okay, based on our day-to-day lives only. All right. Let's I will say understand first the meaning of this. Can you read this out?
What is voice modulation? Modulation is when you control or adjust something, like when you are lower your voice or speak loudly.
Yes. See the modulation word that is written here. Okay. In general, modulation means whenever you can control or adjust something, anything. Okay. Now, because today specifically we are discussing about voice modulation. You know the meaning of voice, right?
Yeah, ma'am.
So
It's what
voice
we
is,
speak.
yes, what we speak और हमारी आवाज. ठीक है, आवाज को voice बोलते हैं.
Yes,
Correct.
ma'am.
So controlling and adjusting our own voice. Like for example, in some situations we speak in a lower level of voice.
Yeah, ma'am. When we are doing an exam or
Yes.
doing something important, then we are speaking in lower voice.
Lower voice, or if it's a very quiet place. Correct. Depends on the situation. Or in some situations we speak in a very high level, given that you are in a very crowded place, you are in a party or an event. Correct.
Or we are
So
going to some place where there are a lot of people.
yes, crowded place. Correct. So we speak in a loud voice. So what are we doing here? Adjusting our voice in lower or higher. Correct. This is known as voice modulation, controlling or adjusting our own voice. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So till now this is clear to you. Any doubt?
No, ma'am.
Great. Now let's understand more about voice modulation. How does this work? Okay. Can you read these 3 lines?
Voice modulation makes us creative, improves our communication, helps us learn.
Great. Now I will explain these 3 lines to you by giving a very simple example. Okay, Arav, I will speak one line in 2 different manners. Okay, you just observe the way I speak and let me know which line sounds much better. Okay, see, the first line goes like this. You know what, today is a great day. Maybe I can go for a walk, have an ice cream, come back, have a nice dinner with my family and go to sleep. This was first line. Okay. Okay. And now I will speak the same line, but in a different manner. Good afternoon. So today is such a beautiful day. And I was thinking that I can go for a walk, have an ice cream, come back and have a nice dinner with my family. Now you tell me that which line sounds
Ma'am,
the
second
best?
one.
Second one. Can you tell me why?
Ma'am, because it's in a lower voice
Mhm.
and the sentence is not going so long.
Yes, the sentence is not going so long, but I spoke the same line. Correct. I was taking pauses in between.
Yes, ma'am.
Correct. And the most important thing that I was adjusting my voice. Right. Just give me 1 minute, okay? Yes. As I was saying, that I was adjusting my voice, right? Taking pauses in between, and my
Yes, ma'am.
pronunciation was also clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Correct. So that is why in the second line, I sounded more creative. What did I sound like?
More creative.
More creative. This is our first point, that voice modulation makes us creative. Because, of
Yes, ma'am.
course, if I'm controlling my voice, adjusting my voice, I will sound better. Um, okay. So it made me more creative. Now, second one, improves our communication. Even right now, since the past 5-7 minutes, I am talking to you. I am adjusting my voice in between.
Yes, ma'am.
Correct. So it is improving my communication to you. Communication मतलब कि बात करना, बातचीत करना.
Yes,
ठीक है?
ma'am. I know that.
Okay. So it will improve my communication, and lastly, it will help us in
When
learning
more
more.
than when more than one person is
Hmm.
talking to each other,
Hmm.
that's called communication.
Yes, very good, Arav. That is known as communication. And if we control and adjust our voice during communication, it will improve ourselves. Okay. And lastly, help us in learning more. So, were these three lines clear to you? Any doubt in this?
No, ma'am.
Great. Now, Arav, can you guess how many level of voices are there?
Ma'am, two.
Two. Can you name that two?
Lower and higher.
Lower and higher. Let's see. There are three levels of voice. Okay, medium, two. Please read this out, then I will explain.
Level of voices. First, low in places like library. Medium. Second, medium when talking to a friend. Third, high in a party.
Yes. Now, have you ever gone to your school's library?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So, can you tell me what is a library? What do we do there?
Ma'am, we read books. That's why we need to keep ourselves quiet.
Keep ourselves quiet. So, when we go to a library, right, we speak in a lower level of voice or a higher level?
Low.
Low, right? This is our first level. Whenever there's a quiet place like a library or any other place, we speak in a low level. Okay, understood this one?
Yes, ma'am.
Great. Second one is medium level, like in the voice that we two are speaking to each other.
Yeah,
Okay,
ma'am.
or in the voice that we speak with our friend or family, we speak in a medium level. What level?
Ma'am, but when we are a little bit too angry, we may speak in a higher level voice.
That's different thing, right? If we are angry, that's in comes in expression. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. But generally, we speak in a medium level. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And the third one is high level of voice. Whenever we go to a party or any
Or a
crowded
marriage.
place, sure, or a marriage. Okay. Any event that we go to, it's a crowded place, too much noise is there. So eventually, we speak in a high level.
Ma'am, the most of the voice is made by those speakers.
Yes, of course. The disturbance is there, right? The music is playing or somebody is saying something on the mic, correct? That's
Yeah,
why
ma'am.
we speak in a high level. Now, these were three levels of voices. Is there any level that you were not able to understand?
No, ma'am.
Great. Now let's do a simple activity to understand this much better. Okay, in this activity, I will give you some situations and you have to tell me that in what level of voice would you speak in. Like, first one is if you're playing online games with your friends, then in what level of voice would you speak in?
Medium.
Why so?
Because we are playing a game.
Playing games. Great. If you are in a classroom, then?
Ma'am, it could be high or medium both.
Why so high?
Ma'am, because when there's a little bit too much things happening in the class, it becomes too much loud.
Okay, let's suppose this classroom is really quiet. Okay, no one's making any noise. Then?
And then it should be low.
Low. Now, if you're in a library, then?
I'm low.
Low. If you're watching a football game in a very big stadium, then?
Medium.
Yes, just give me 1 minute, okay? Yes, really sorry. Now, if you're in a dance party, then in what level would you speak in?
High.
High. Now, if you're eating dinner with your family members, then?
Medium.
Medium, very good. And lastly, if you're hanging out with your friends, then in what
Ma'am,
level
medium.
would you speak in? Medium. So you were able to understand how, according to different situations, we speak in different level of voice. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, let's do a fun speaking activity. Okay. On one half of the screen, do you see there are some expressions given?
Yes, ma'am.
And on the other side, there's some lines given.
Yes, ma'am.
Correct? Like right now, you were telling about if we are angry, we speak in a high level of voice. Correct?
Yeah, ma'am.
Right now, we are going to practice expressions. So
Yes.
the activity is...
Ma'am, how can expressions come in voice communication?
It is a part of it, definitely. Right? Like expressions means normally we speak in a happy expression. Okay, like with a smile. Okay, that what daily comes in. Now, if you're worried about something, then comes under worried. So you will speak in a worried tone. So your communication is going to be different in that. If you're really excited about something, then again your tone is going to change. That is going to affect your communication.
I'm happy, excited, and tired all day. These things happen all day, every day.
Yes, of course. Yes. Everything. All six, I will say, happens every day. Correct. Maybe you're tired about...
But worry doesn't happen every day. Looks like one day we are worried, but one day we are not. So it doesn't happen every day. But these three things happen every day.
It depends actually, right? It differs from people to people, right? Yeah, like you're just a kid right now, so you'll not be worried about anything. But if goes to parents, they might be, right? So it differs actually. We cannot really put a particularity that, okay, one is worried and one is not. Okay, we'll come to this discussion later. Now, let's focus on the activities. Like the lines given are here, we have to speak this line in this expressions. Like to say, what is the first line?
Ma'am, it is, I am hungry.
I am hungry. Now, can you say this line, I am hungry, in a happy expression?
I'm hungry.
Try once again with a smile. I am hungry.
I'm hungry.
Great. How will you say this in a sad expression?
I am hungry.
Okay, angry expression.
I am hungry.
Great. Excited expression.
I'm hungry.
Okay. Worried expression.
I'm hungry.
Okay. Now, what is the next line?
I want that toy.
I want that tie. Now, in the first line, did you observe how your tone was changing, right? When you were communicating or telling the lines,
Yes, ma'am.
right? That's why the expressions are a part of communication. Okay. Now, telling the second line, I want that toy. Try this in a very excited expression.
I want the toy.
Okay. Tired expression.
I want that toy.
Very good. Angry expression.
I want that toy.
Happy expression.
I want the toy.
Good. What is the next line?
I am a huge fan of Mrs. Dhoni.
MS Dhoni.
MS Dhoni.
Yes. Now say this line in a tired expression.
I am a huge fan of Mrs.
MS Dhoni.
Dhoni. MS Dhoni.
Yes. Sad expression.
I am a huge fan of Mrs. Dhoni.
MS Dhoni. Happy expression.
I'm a huge fan of MS Dhoni.
Good. Worried expression.
I'm a fan of Mrs. Dhoni.
Huge fan of MS Dhoni. It's all right. What's the next line?
You went to watch that movie without me?
Now try this line in a sad expression.
You went to watch that movie without me.
Happy expression.
You went to watch that movie without me?
Great. How will you say this in an excited expression?
You went to watch that movie without me?
Great. Now angry expression, like really angry, okay? Like take your voice to a high level.
You went to watch that movie without me?
Great. Very good. Very good. What's the next line?
I really want to sleep. It was a tough day.
Yes. Try this in a tired expression.
I really want to sleep. It was a tough day.
Okay. Happy expression.
I want to really go to sleep. It was a tough day.
Okay. Sad expression.
I really want to go to sleep. It was a tough day.
Great. What's the next line?
All right, guys. Time for me to go.
Okay. Now say this in a tired expression.
All right, guys. Time for me to go.
Happy expression.
All right, guys. Time for me to go.
Great. How will you say this in an excited expression?
All right, guys. Time for me to go.
Very good. Now, angry expression, like take your voice to a high level.
All right, guys. Time for me to go.
Great. What's the next line?
Thank you. That was really helpful.
Say this in a happy expression.
Thank you. That was really helpful.
Okay. Now, let me give you a situation here. Okay. Say the same line. Thank you. That was really helpful. But how will you say this if you are in a library? And in what expression will you say this in?
Ma'am, tired.
Tired. And what level?
Thank you. That was really helpful.
Low level, right?
Ma'am.
Good. Now say this in a happy expression in a medium level of voice.
Thank you. That was really helpful.
Okay. How will you say this if you are in a very crowded place and you're very excited?
Thank you. That was really helpful. We will
Yes.
say it in a high voice.
High voice. Good, very good. And last line. I really like you. You are very helpful. Now, how will you say this if you are Like saying this to your family member in a happy expression.
I really like you. You are very helpful.
So this was medium or low?
This was medium.
Medium. Now angry, and you are in a very crowded place.
I really like you. You are very helpful.
So this was what
High
level?
level.
High level. Great. Now you understood how different expressions work.
Yes,
Correct. Now let's understand about some tips and tricks. Okay, let's discuss some tips and tricks if you are communicating or giving a speech. Okay, read the first line, then I explain one by one.
Be loud and clear. Being loud doesn't mean you have to shout, that you have to shout.
See, being loud and clear whenever you are communicating or giving a speech. Okay, like right now, I am perfectly audible to you.
Yes, ma'am.
And am I shouting at you right now?
No, ma'am.
So that means I am loud enough to be audible. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Also, you have to be clear. Clear means your pronunciation, how you say the words or the lines.
We don't need to pause in the between too much.
Yes,
we can pause 1 or 2 times, but not too much.
Not too much. Otherwise, your audience will think that you are not prepared enough or either you are too nervous. Correct? So take pauses, but not too much. So this was first one, be loud and clear. What's the next?
Practice variation. You can look up for some steps that you can practice in order to develop the desired voice.
Yes. Now, do you remember the example that I gave you earlier about different, in which I spoke one line in two different manners?
It makes you learn.
Yes, in that part, I spoke one line in two different manners, right? In the one, I was too fast and nothing was clear. But in the second one, I was taking pauses.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? So this is what this line is referring to practice variation in what you can speak in. Okay, practice varieties, practice different level or different tone of voice, okay, in which you can, I would say lines and develop the desired voice. Desired means whatever suits you the best. Now, what's the next line?
Press on powerful words.
Now, in your speech, let's say, or even while you're communicating, there's some big words in between, like powerful, variation, enthusiastic. Correct? These are some big
Communication.
words. Of course, communication, modulation. Correct? These are some big words. So these needs to be pronounced a bit different. How so? Putting some stress on it. Okay, pronounce it a bit differently. Enthusiastic, powerful. Understood? Putting some stress on that. Next line.
Create a crowd pleasing speech.
Now, right now you are in grade 3. Correct? If I'm giving some speech in front of you, can I speak on the topic which is relevant to class 10?
No, ma'am, because
No.
we won't be able to understand.
And if I speak on the topic which is related to the nursery,
ma'am, we already would be knowing that.
And that will be too easy for you. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So I have to pick the topic which is relevant to you. That means grade 3. Correct? So whenever you go to give a speech, all right, whatever topic that you choose, always choose upon how your crowd is going to be. Okay, related to the crowd so that the crowd is able to understand. Prepare yourself nicely, do your research, prepare your speech in a way so the crowd likes it. Okay, this is what this line is saying. Create a crowd pleasing speech. Means the crowd must be liking your speech. Okay, understood this far? You seem confused?
No, ma'am.
Great.
Ma'am, are there 3 persons?
3. The other one is from the organization. And one I'm. Okay, next slide.
Who is this Bloom BR?
They are from the organization, Arav.
Oh,
Yes.
is
Next
this
line.
what you are actually showing?
What do you mean?
No, I'm not.
Come on, you can ask. There's nothing to be shy about.
I'm saying, is this that they made this video?
It's not a video. First of all, it's a PPT that we prepare for you kids to teach.
Okay, ma'am.
You're finding it really hard to understand?
No, ma'am.
Then, come on. Now, next one.
Effective pauses.
Effective pauses. As I was taking pauses, correct, in the lines or whenever I speak, if there's a full stop, a comma, exclamation mark, or question marks, you have to take a 1 second pause in between. Okay? This you already know. Next one. Yes, Arav.
Avoid ashes and humus.
Ahs and ums. These are the sounds. Now, again, I'm going to speak some lines. Just observe the way I speak. Okay. If I speak like this, we are discussing about tips and tricks. Do you think I'm taking too much pauses in between? Right?
Yeah.
And using these words like ahs and ums. So you might think that I'm not prepared enough or I'm too nervous about this. Okay. And this doesn't give a good impact on your audience too. So always remember that avoid using this word like I'm thinking or this and that. All right. And what's the last line?
Sound enthusiastically and confident.
Yes. Enthusiastic means full of energy. Okay. Like right now, if I speak like this, so you know what? Today is really, nice day, and we are discussing about tips and tricks. I seem very lazy, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And not serious about the class.
Yeah.
So I have to be full of energy for my audience to be full of energy. Correct? Enthusiastic is an advanced word for full of energy. And the next one comes for confident. How to be confident? There are various steps for that we are going to learn in further classes with the practice. Okay, about body language, how we speak, how we stand. Okay, everything matters to be a confident person. Now, in this all lines, is there any line that you might not have understood yet?
Ma'am, the second last one, ma'am.
Second last one, yes, avoid ahs and ums. Correct. See, I spoke some line in which I was using these words, right? And correct. If I take too many pauses in between, audience will lose interest in listening to me. ओके उनको लगेगा कि अरे इसको तो आता नहीं, बार बार आ कर रही है, तो इसको सुनने का क्या ही फायदा. Okay, so avoid using these words. Don't use like and ums in between a lot. Understood?
If you are even using a lot, just use them fast enough, not so slow.
Yes, of course. But still using less of it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. Any other line?
No, ma'am.
Now let's move on to our last activity for today. Okay, like we discussed about different level of voice and different expressions. Great. Now you have to read the story while adjusting your voice with the story. All right.
Actually, I've read this story before.
I know. I chose this story because it's really for you kids. Okay. So read this.
I've even made the story in my PPT or Word.
Very good. Then read this story.
A lion lay asleep in the forest. His great head rests on his paws. A little mouse started jumping on him, and in her fright and haste to get away, ran across the lion's nose, Round from his nap,
Roused from his nap.
the lion laid his huge paws angrily on the tiny creature to kill her. Spare me, begged the poor mouse. Please let me go, and someday I will surely repay you. The lion was much amused to think that the mouse could ever help him, but he was kind and finally let the mouse go. Some days later, while hunting his prey in the forest, the lion was caught by a hunter in his net. Unable to free himself, he filled the forest with his angry roaring. The mouse knew the voice and quickly found the lion struggling in the net. Running to one of running to one of the great ropes that bound him, she bit the net until it was parted, and soon the lion was free. You laughed when I said I would I would repay, said the mouse. Now you see that even a mouse can help a lion. Wasted.
A kindness is never wasted. Now, as you have
Wasted.
as you have heard of the story before, so what do we learn from the story?
That kindness is never wasted.
Definitely. So can you tell me, why did the mouse help the lion?
Because the lion let him free, or the lion should have eaten it. But the lion was kind, that's why he let the mouse free.
Great. Now, this was all for today's session. Okay. Are your parents free right now?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you call any one of them?
Yes. Yes, ma'am. My father has come.
Okay.
Yes,
Hello,
ma'am.
sir. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Fine, sir. Thanks for asking. I would like to know the feedback from your side for the session. How was it, and how was Arav doing throughout?
I don't know actually what kind of session was it. Initially, I was there, then I went to office for some work. So I need to ask him, like, is he going to enjoy the study later or not?
Sure,
That's
sure,
very
we
important.
can. If I tell my observation from my side, like for Arav, okay, the first thing is he definitely like interacts, okay, which is a good thing. He definitely interacts, but not really takes the initiatives. Okay, there's a difference in that. And other thing that he puts efforts from his side, like in the different expressions. There was an activity that we were like practicing different expressions, happy, angry, and various kind of it. So he was putting efforts from his side in the reading activities as well. But there are still some areas that he lacks in. Like if I start with some grammatical mistakes, correct, vocabulary skills, okay, which all in all affects his sentence formation. And with that, he needs some guidance in fluency too. Also the reading skills, he gets stuck when there is a new word or really big word, right? He's not able to pronounce that very clearly. So these are the things that I observed of him from the past 35 minutes. Now, if I tell you with the curriculum, okay, there are all 4 subjects involved, and how it is going to help him is the first 2 subjects are planned for clearing the basics, making the basics strong, which is really important. And the other 2 for is like personality development. Okay, when I talk about the first 2, the 2 subjects are core grammar and phonetics. Okay, so under core grammar, the topics included are, first of all will come grammar, because grammar is the foundation of the English language that needs to be very strong and requires quite a lot of practice. Grammar. Then we go to sentence formation, vocabulary skills, introducing to new words, how to use them, really execute them nicely, because he lacks in execution as well. Then coming to reading skills, writing skills, and introduction as well. When I started the class, I asked him to introduce himself in a particular manner, because introduction is something student wherever goes, school, college, events, interviews, anywhere, they have to introduce themselves, right? And that requires a lot of practice too. So this was all about core grammar. Now when I come to phonetics, today's topic was from phonetics subject, voice modulation, how to adjust and control our voice, practice related to that. This was the one very basic class for it. We go gradually to a level advanced too, starting from the very basic. Then how to use sound when we speak or communicate. Okay, then other thing comes under is pronunciation, accent that we speak in, every single thing under phonetics. Now when I talk about he does not take really initiatives, right, and lack of facial expressions too, he has a very blank face, he will communicate with me but not really, like facial expression doesn't come through, he lacks in expressing. So public speaking and personality development are the two other subjects that play their role in this. Like in public speaking, majorly speaking activities is going to be there. If I tell you activities, oral speech, written speech, both, group discussion, debates, extempore, role plays are the few activities from that. Every single activity is based so that the student is able to open up more, interact more, not only with the teacher, but with the students present in the batch. Okay, so what happens that alongside with the theoretical knowledge, practical knowledge is equally important. So as more and more the student is practicing speaking, nervousness will go down, they will open up more, and confidence buildup is going to be there, which is really required right now for the students, right? Confidence buildup. Then when I talk about personality development, fourth and last subject, it is body language. Like right now I see Arav was like laying on the table or whatever he is sitting on, right in front of the camera. So how our body language is going to be there, how to stand, how to sit, what is the correct posture of it. Okay, providing them the full knowledge of that, gestures. Okay, not to stand straight like a robot, but have to have gestures in between, which shows that you are confident in yourself. Then facial expression, in which I think Arav needs to work a lot because he barely smiles. Yes,
excuse me. Hello. Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry.
Yes, like in the facial expressions, he barely smiles, right? So these are the skill needs to be incorporated inside the child, and it's the really perfect time that it requires proper guidance for that and practicing. So in Bloombrain, starting from the grammar to personality development, every single thing is there. Then every 15th day, we are going to have a parents teacher meeting. So you will get to know what is Arav's progress in the class, how he's doing. Then our classes are held 4 days a week, an hour a day. So before starting the batch, you can choose according to your and the students' convenience that what 4 days a week you want the classes in and what hour of the day you want the class in. Is there any query or doubt from your side you want to ask?
Not now.
All right. When is Arav planning to join?
Let's see, because we'll be planning to go out for some days,
Okay.
coming days. So I think after that, it will be like, and then after, like, if you talk about regular, like from 10th onwards, his school begins again. So we'll see what time suits
Yes,
to
yes.
him, like at 7:30 in the evening somewhere, because he woke up at 6 o'clock and then he get to bed at 8 o'clock and 8:30 o'clock. After that, he feels sleepy.
Yes.
So whenever he take class from 7 to 8. Prior to that, he has to complete his daily classwork, homework given by the school, and any other assignment if it is there. So it takes 1.5 hours, and of course, his playing also.
Yes, sure.
So as far as now, he is not so much responsible about his studies. Like, we need to push him to sit to complete your homework, and your exams is going on or something, like, matlab, he is not doing many times on and on.
Definitely, the child requires a
So
push from the
time
parents, right?
management is going to be an issue for the same, because it's a regular class and he has to be very attentive in the class. Probably maybe you will give some kind of homework also to him. So I need to find out whether he is going to cope up with this timing, and with this existing code.
Schedule, like if it sits for him or not, right?
Absolutely. That's, I wanted like been planning for very long. I wanted it, but I want him to take interest on it.
Yes, sure. See, what happens that in this class, like we will definitely provide some kind of homework, but not to like, he will not being pressurized for that you have to do the homework or what, right? Because mainly we focus on that you have to interact in the class, and mainly we focus on the activities, right? So majorly homework part is not as much as the school provides, definitely. The thing is that he needs to be attentive the whole hour. That's what you're saying, that he has playing time in school. But of course, we understand you can decide it by yourself from when he wants to join. Regarding the other things, the counselor will call you after this class. So if there's anything you want to ask, you may ask them.
Of course, definitely. So I just ask him that whether probably he'll say, okay, it's very good, I'm going to into the class, but I want that he has to be regular, because I'm not going to push every time to him to go and sit with the class.
Once he be in the class, right? Because activities are planned in a way so the student enjoys. Like even right now in the expressions part, he was like coming from, and he was asking doubts to that, means he was taking interest in that. Like why do expressions come in the communication part? How it is going to be related? So if he's asking doubt, that means he's taking interest, definitely. Once he sits in the class and does the activities, because activities are planned in a really creative way, so the student is interacting with us more. So once he does that, he will develop an interest from it. So you don't maybe need to push them a lot, but definitely it depends on you and the child. Of course, you can start from a short period of time, maybe how the schedule works. Maybe first few days or couple of days he needs to adjust. Then it will fall into a schedule and it will not be a burden like for him. Get it? This is what I meant from my side. Anything else from your side?
Nothing, not now.
Okay, then this was all for today. The counselor will call you, with further details. So it was nice speaking to you. Have a good day.
Same here, ma'am. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.